Hello everyone, my name is MJ Vilches and welcome to part 3 of creating our artwork for hashtag TUP Art Challenge for this month. And yeah, we're at August. I'm working on a scene within the chapters 19 to 20, but this is technically like around the end of chapter 18. But most of it is on chapter 19, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, we are working on artwork featuring Rip Red here, and the title of this artwork is The Legend, because in this scene I'm kind of imagining him saying, well, I prefer to think of myself as a legend, but I suppose guide will do. So yeah, he said that. I'm always gonna try to do that Rip Red voice every time I say that line, but yeah, can't wait to like really model Rip Red and like animate him and probably give him a voice too. I think we'll see. I don't know, but yeah. Hey there, Blifton. Welcome to the stream, and glad you could make it this time, like early from the start. You probably beat Mbuddy to it. Mbuddy's probably gonna be late. Hey there, Daniel. Welcome to the stream, and yeah, for this part 3, we're gonna be doing some color. We're gonna add color to each of our elements here. As you can see, we have our foreground element that covers up Rip Red. And there's Rip Red here, our subject layer, and the background, and then there's another background layer way further back there to give that parallax motion there. Oh, there's Mbuddy. Sorry about that, mate. Mbuddy's here. He made it. Anyways, let's get started with the coloring so that we can probably do some animation today as well. And hopefully finish this whole piece by tomorrow. So yeah, let's do this thing. So we have our layers here, our grease pencil layers, the line layer. I'm gonna start by coloring Rip Red here. And I do hope the stream's fine. Just tell me in the chat if it's not. If you are encountering some issues, give me a heads up so I can attempt to fix it on my end. But yeah, let's do some coloring. So the next thing that I need to do, of course, for this is to add a new layer, and that's gonna be the fill layer. I'm gonna put that right under line here and name it fill. I'm also going to lock line so that we don't accidentally like delete it or do something to it, because it's already final. I'm not gonna be doing some changes on that. So yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna add some fill for Rip Red. So the first material that we're gonna do is I'm gonna create here in the material tab. I'm gonna create new material. I'm just gonna name this fur base underscore base. I'm gonna uncheck stroke, check fill, and choose a color for Rip Red's fur, which should be greenish, grayish, not greenish. Probably about leaning to the blue side, and then a gray. Okay. And let's go for a gray color. So I'm gonna control tab to draw mode, and I'm going to also hide some of these layers for now and just show Rip Red here. And we're gonna start doing some filling or coloring on our work here. So yeah, Daniel, if you're not part of the Discord server yet, I suggest you join and share your works there. Or share a link to your animation. I don't mind sharing it in the stream if you want. So yeah, I'm gonna start coloring Rip Red here. So yeah, the link to the Discord server should be in the description below. So I'm just gonna do this. And Mbuddy still need to make up his mind as to finish if he's gonna finish it or not. You guys should convince him that he should. So yeah, let's do some coloring here. Ripred should be like a gray rat. That's kind of how it's described in the book. So let's do some I could probably do some just like fill. Maybe I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna Control Z for a while, and I'm going to try filling this up using the fill tool. Let's see if it spills. It will probably spill. Oh wait, it doesn't. Probably because I need to like change some settings here, brush settings, and there's gotta be a leak size here. I'm gonna bring that to 2 pixel. Let's see if it spills. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I can just yeah, I guess that's fine. Excuse me. So there's a spill right there on the. I want to avoid spilling inside. Probably, I think it's Alt to like close it, or was it Control? I'm gonna long press Control while drawing. No, it's not Control. It's supposed to be Alt though. And yep, I forgot how to do like close. So not to prevent the fill tool to spill. Maybe I can just do something like this. Control. I'll draw that there, and then well, it doesn't work. There's probably other spots where it spills. Ah well, I'm just gonna leave it like that for the hands. So your hand, you'll just well, it's up to you to share it or not. But you gotta be brave enough to do it. Just like Mbuddy. So yeah. I'm just gonna no, I'm gonna use the draw tool now to like correct some of the some of the fills here that didn't quite got through. Now for the ears. There we go. And then this part right here. So I want to make this simple because it's possible. Okay, we have a that is not acceptable right there. I'm just gonna bring this back so we don't have like a spill there. And then draw right here. And right there. Oops. Yeah, I really suggest you guys do not hesitate to share your works, despite how ugly you think it is, because then you may get some feedback and some motivation from people so that you can keep going. Just keep practicing. I mean, if you don't think your work is good, yeah, you can only improve from where you're at. There's no stopping you to improve yourself, but yourself. And I think sharing kind of helps with that, especially if you're gonna share in a community that doesn't really like bash you with your work, but also motivates you. I mean, there will be some that will give like a nice critique, but there will also some who would probably like say awful things to you. But that's the best thing about sharing it in public, and is that to prepare your heart for something like that, because that really tends to happen. But I don't think that happens in the Discord server. because everyone's gonna just cheer you on, you know, so that you keep making more, and you just strive to improve yourself if you think you're not good yet. Because this kind of thing, this kind of skill, it can be learned. It's not something that, you know, some can learn it fast, some learns it, you know, in a long way. Just take your time on learning stuff. Because, you know, art is the, you know, a good art is kind of like, I think it's not really objective. It really depends on you. If you've made an artwork that, you know, you're happy with, you're satisfied, even though it's not as good as others think, it really doesn't matter as long as you think you've like achieved what you wanted to achieve through your art. Of course, there will be, like, if you're working professionally, there will be like styles that you need to adhere to be able to like get that job. But if you're just an artist who wants to draw something, you don't have to make it perfect. As long as like it like serves its purpose for you, and it's good enough. That's kind of my mindset on that thing. That's why, you know, I'm not exactly the best artist out there. But that's why I kind of become confident in like sharing my works, because, you know, their purpose has been achieved. I'm just happy to share that achievement, I guess. But yeah, if you're just, you know, doing art for a hobby, then you don't really have to like be all great about it. As long as it just keeps you, you know, keeps you happy. Keeps your, you know, it allows you to bring out your vision, which is, you know, purpose of arts, I guess. And artworks, all artworks, I think, in my opinion, needs to be shared, despite how ugly it is. Despite how ugly you think it is, you just share it. You know, it will be a real waste if an artwork just sits on your, you know, on your hard drive or in any place you hide it. People needs to see it. It's a work of art. But yeah, looking for an art style is something that I'm not exactly, I'm not sure. I think I have an art style, but I don't really stick with like one art style. I keep experimenting on different things, but I always end up, I think, with a particular art style that if you look at my drawings, you're gonna see that it's mine. So yeah, maybe that's my art style, but I'm still kind of exploring. And still want to improve, because I have many stories that I want to tell in different art styles. But I'm probably going to end up using one art style, but we'll see. For now, I just want to, you know, I want to do art and have fun doing it instead of like dreading to do it, which tends to happen when you're trying to achieve something that you're not comfortable with. But yeah, I guess the point is just share your artworks and improve yourself if you still think you're not good. I think I've heard it on one talk once that it's better to finish your artwork than to like not finish it trying to make it perfect. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, just finish it. Because that's like way better than like keeping your work unfinished, trying to like refine it, and then to a point where you don't end up finishing it and just sits there unfinished. That's, you know, it's better to finish it even though it's not perfect. To say that it's done and you move on to the next one. Because that's gonna, you know, that way your art really improves, I think. Because you see your finished artwork, you're gonna see the stuff that you need to fix on it, and then you can apply those things that you learned on your next one. And then you'll see as you progress, as you make one artwork after another, you're just gonna see an improvement there. That's kind of how things happen for me, I guess. That's why I really agreed to it when I heard it, when I heard about it from other artists. So yeah, we're done with the fur here. So next we're gonna go add a material, and I think I'm going to do the skin next. Skin base. I'm just gonna check fill there. Let's find probably a pinkish skin. Probably like leaning towards that color for the skin color here. So for this, usually when you do this kind of stuff, you like separate the fill for each, I think. I don't know. I usually separate each fill element, like, you know, separate fill for the fur and the hand stuff. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to put them all in one fill layer right here. And just do this. So just filling up the hand here. So there's still a lot of things I need to learn with grease pencil. There are some features that I still need to like figure out. But I got the basics down. I got the I mean I already got the basics. So there's probably a way to, let me just because there's strokes, it's probably that one. I still don't know how to like for example, if you like fill like this and you want it to be under the other color, I still don't know how to do that actually. I mean, since you're working in 3D space, you can probably just move this color back in 3D space, but there's got to be a way to do that right here in the settings. So yeah, Hanya, we'll check out that animation later. I'm gonna take a look at that and show that here in the stream later. We're all gonna check it out together. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish this fill first, and then later we're gonna take a look at your work. Okay. My hands are starting to cramp. Just gonna finish this 1 foot right here, or paw. And then I'm gonna shake my hand awake. There we go. Now let's kind of relax the hand for a bit. So the skin color will be also the color of the rats, of Ripred's tail here. So what file format did you use, Daniel? That Apple users can't view it? I'm going to try to open it later. Right now I just want to finish this. So just coloring the paw right here. So, oops. That's fine. Even if we have a spill, we can just edit it. Which is why I already stressed how much I love this. Being able to do this. Being able to edit the strokes and stuff. Even after you've done And that's gonna be a problem right there. I guess it's fine to have a spill here and there. I'm not trying to make a perfect artwork here. Just enough to show our boy Ripred, the legend. So now let's go for the tail. I'm just gonna do it slowly. Maybe, actually, I can just use this. Since it's nice and close. I use the fill tool, make that real simple. And now we have filled most of Ripred here. I'm gonna head over to the nose. Control S. And tell you what, just to take a quick break, let's look at Daniel's animation here. If I can open it, because Mbuddy seems to be having an issue opening it. So it's on the other screen right now. Yeah, Daniel. It would be nice. I mean, what software did you use to like do this? But yeah, my suggestion is that, you know, to export it on an MP4 format, because that's kind of what's compatible to most devices. AVI seems to be like an old format that not many. So yeah, here's Daniel's animation. Let's see if we can. Yeah, it's openable. Wait, is this how it really looks? The butterfly? Daniel? Daniel? This is how it look. And it's not moving. So there may be an issue with your export, or anyways, yeah, better. But you said it's an animation, right? So is it supposed to be still, or should it move? Because right now it's not moving. It's just still. If it's supposed to move. But yeah, try to, you know, just tell me. I'm gonna keep going for now. But yes, just say in the chat if, you know, there's an issue or anything. And maybe try and fix it. But yeah, let's continue here. I'm gonna go add a new material for the nose. So nose, base. I'm using base because I might add another material for those later. But I'm probably just going to end up using like a black fill layer for the shadows and stuff. We'll see. Maybe not even do that. Hey there, Bronwyn Baker. Welcome to the stream. It's only been 24 minutes, so guess you're fine. You're not late if you're worried about that. Or, well, you're 24 minutes late, so I guess, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You didn't really miss much. I'm just actually repeating, doing things. So yeah, Ripred's nose should be kind of leaning into the red side here. Probably. I'm going to have to look at reference, but I'm gonna try that color. That color seems compatible. I'm gonna look at what the color of a rat's nose is. So yeah, a rat's nose is pink. It's like lighter than its body. And its fur. actually kind of the same color as the paws. But I don't want to give Rip Red a pink nose. I'm gonna try the skin first. Let's see how this works for him. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Using the skin color on the nose there. Yeah, it's fine. It's actually, it looks great. So I'm gonna get rid of that material. We don't need that. Actually, I'm gonna Control Z, and I'm just gonna name this, rename this, eye base. So yeah, Haniel, an update on that, on your artwork. Is it supposed to be moving, or is it still? Yeah, there we go. Because a rat's eye is not exactly, doesn't have, it's, I mean, the pupils will not be that, will not be visible, I guess. It's more just black. And there may be, I'm not exactly, I'm probably gonna end up studying the anatomy of a rat when I'm modeling it. But right now I'm just kinda winging it. Not really knowing much about it. Yeah, for now I'm gonna settle with just like a black thingy. So Daniel sent his work again. Now as a MOV file, and I think we don't have to like download it. We can just view it right here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That looks nice. So yeah, I'm guessing you use Blender for this, or something else. So yeah, I'm showing it right here. Let's try and make that bigger. So I'm guessing you already know what you need to fix for this, or do you want me to do some critique, or I don't know. I'm not sure I'm qualified, but there we go. You use Blender for this, yes? And I think you rendered in cycles, or is this Eevee? I think it's Eevee. Yeah, but yeah, maybe the camera. I got a bit of a, I mean the camera moving like that. What is like the motivation for it? And it seems to have like a cut right there. But yeah, your model is looking nice. Did you model all those by yourself? Don't really have anything to say about the model. I think you did a great job here. It's just the camera movement and the whole, I mean, you even have like a nice composition here. And looks like was that a cloth sim? Did you use a cloth sim for the, like, this handkerchief right here? Or whatever? Wait, did you use Eevee or Cycles for this? Because, like, re-rendering this whole thing in Cycles... You did use Cycles, so yeah, re-rendering that would be a pain if you have a laptop like mine who's not that powerful. But yeah, I think for this kind of artwork, it's fine to like render it in Eevee, unless you know you don't like the look of it. But yeah, it really depends upon you how you want the whole thing to look in the end. Depends upon you. I mean, anyone else can do a critique and stuff. And maybe tell you to like fix your composition, like change the color. Anyone who tells you to change the color is, I don't think that's good critique, because color choice is really up to you. It's really up to the artists how most of the thing looks. I mean, if it's not appealing to others, it's not really your fault. But if you like it, and it's fine. Because art, I think, really doesn't have that much. There are basic rules, of course, that you need to learn before you break them. So that's kind of like what's always like taught by people in the art industry, is that you learn the basic rules before you break them. That way you can create an artwork that would be I guess an artwork that's awesome for most people. But yeah, the only thing I found there is like the camera movement. I think it's moving too fast. Maybe have it slowly like move to the character. And characters say hi, because it's so quick. You kind of not see the character. I mean, if you play it once. But other than that, I guess that's all. That's all I can say. I still don't think that I'm qualified enough to do a critique, you know. But yeah, just the camera movement, I guess. You gotta show your character more, like show off that character. So yeah. Also try rendering it in Eevee so that it's not that much of a pain to re-render the whole thing. If there's like a mistake that you ended up seeing and then you want to render again, try to do like just render in Eevee. Maybe render in Eevee first to check if there are like mistakes in texture, things like that, and then render it in cycles after. But yeah, next thing I need to actually I'm also gonna use the skin base for the ears here. So this is the last thing we need to color for Rip Red, and then we're moving on to the backgrounds. But yeah, Daniel, just, you know, keep working, keep practicing. You're gonna reach like a result for your artworks that you'll be very satisfied with. I can say that because that kind of happened to me. So is your, I mean, I'm not sure if you're the one who asked, but is your like, can't you not use Blender 2.8? Yeah, like, you know, Mbuddy's question. Is there like a reason why you can't use the new one? I used to render in Blender Internal, actually. I mean, the previous Lego might be kind of like yours. I think yours, is it Lego? I think that was a Lego. But yeah, the previous render of Lego Me is in a Blender Internal. Because I can't, my previous laptop can't even render cycles because it crashes a lot. So I render in Blender Internal, and then Eevee came, and I decided to use Eevee. That was also a perfect timing for me because I just bought this laptop, and then Eevee started coming out, and it was lucky enough that this laptop can run Eevee. I mean, can run Blender 2.80 without a problem. So yeah, Daniel, what is the specs of your computer? Last time I tried it on like a computer that's not that BV. It was able to run Blender 2.80, but I'm not sure now. Yeah, Eevee is just a real-time rendering engine, which means you can render your works faster. It kind of looks, it has a nicer, you know, it's one of those real-time rendering engines, kind of like the rendering engines used in games. That's why it's faster to render it, but it kind of saves on a lot of things. That's why it's not as good as how Eevee looks, but you can make it like closely look like Cycles. Cycles is like, what do you call it, path tracing. It's so difficult to explain it right now, but that's just it. Eevee is a real-time rendering engine, and Cycles is not. It's more like how RenderMan renders, I guess. There's a it's a ray tracing render engine. I'm not really qualified to explain that stuff. But yeah, like Clifton said, it's a real-time renderer, like in games. Like what's used in games. But yeah, I'm like, my computer can handle it a bit, easy. But yeah, we're gonna move on now. We're about 35 minutes in, and next I'm gonna start with a cave background. Actually, for the cave background, the only thing I need to do here for the cave background, the color, I'm gonna go to object mode and select cave background right here. I'm gonna add a material while selecting the cave background, and a new. I'm gonna go cave BG 1, and then I'm going to uncheck stroke, check fill, and I'm just gonna select probably a reddish tint here. So yeah, Daniel, thanks for sharing your works, and I do hope I've I've shared to you enough. Like I don't know, just keep making more, Daniel, and just keep practicing. If you think, and just look at your work and try to look at the basic rules in like compositing and camera motion and all of that stuff, and then see if you can apply that to your works. And yeah, I'm having some errors on the stream right here, and hopefully things are still good. I really hope things are still good here. Yeah, Daniel, thanks for watching, and have a nice rest of the day, I guess. Or have a nice rest of the day, not I guess. Anyways, let's keep going. I'm gonna choose a greenish tint to the background, I guess. And I guess, yes, that's something that you'll hear me say a lot. Always unsure about things. So yeah, that's for the whole cave background right there. I did not create a new layer for the fill. That's why it did that. So I'm gonna need to create a new layer, fill, and then do that again. And that should be good. So yeah, there really is a problem with the stream if there are stutters, and I'm not sure why that's happening. Is it becoming too heavy now? Oh no. Sorry about this, guys. Internet here in our, especially here in the place, it's not really stable. And you're probably watching. Stream health is extremely poor right now. I wish I know what's going on, but yeah, the internet's probably too slow at the moment. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna keep going, and hopefully you guys it would still be fun for you guys to watch, because yeah, internet's becoming not becoming great at the moment. But anyways, I'm gonna keep coloring the background. We're almost done with the coloring part, and then we're probably gonna move on to like setting up the lights, or maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. It's only been 39 minutes. Maybe we can still keep going. But yeah, I'm gonna be focusing more on the coloring. But what I'm doing right now is kind of like repeating tasks here and there, like adding the fill layer again for this cave subject, grease pencil, and adding a new material. I'm gonna use the material that I used from the other cave. I'm gonna click this 2 right here, and yeah, it looks like we're back to excellent connection once again. And I'm gonna make this lighter, this background, this duplicated material for the background, and then I'm gonna start coloring our subject cave here. So I'm going to go back to draw mode, and fill it up right here. Oops, not that. I'm not supposed to use that. I'm gonna use, yeah, not that one. I need to use this one because I need to add color to the cave right here. I am going to hide rip red for now so we can see all of the cave here. And just do this. So I guess it's fine to spill a bit on those. And color our cave here. So I'm choosing green because this part of the cave where rip red is, and where you know in this part, they're in the caves here should be kind of wet from the phosphorus, I guess. And I guess green kind of like signifies like a zombie or something, like death, like a dead land, because they are in the dead land. Like the place where they are at this moment is called the dead land. So maybe choosing green is like perfect for that. But then again, dead, green is kind of color of life because of, you know, the leaves and stuff. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep going with this. I mean, I think dead is more purple. Kind of like always this color scheme used for like the Grim Reaper kind of leans to that kind of color. Violet or blue. Even like in cartoons when like a character kind of dies, they use purple for the whole skin. Or green, actually, if it's poisoned. So you have vertex coloring, Glyphton. I tried it and I don't like it. I'm not using it, actually. I still lack knowledge on how to properly use this vertex color right here. And I like how if you edit, because that's one thing that you can't do in vertex color. Once you've chosen a color, that's it. You can't change it. If you colored it with that color, you can't change it anymore. But if you use the material, you know, if you want to change the color of the cave background here, you can just do this and, you know, change the color, which is what I wanted, because I want that kind of flexibility when working on my artworks, be able to like change stuff later on if I want to. And that's kind of why I don't really like using vertex color that much, or like ever. I used it on a previous work, the Henry and Luxa artwork, and I kind of like ditched it after a few times of like trying to use it because I wanted to change a color and it's not working. So yeah, now let's move on to the final cave element that we need to color here, which is the cave foreground layer right here. So I need to add another layer for the fill right here, put it under the line, fill, and then I'm gonna add the new material, the cave material, this material, cave 2. I'm gonna press 2 to duplicate it, create a copy of it, so that we don't end up editing the other materials. And then I'm gonna make this one probably darker. Yeah, darker, because this will be in shadow, this part right here, and there's gonna be a light. So I'm gonna draw and draw the last element that we need to, color the last element that we need to color here. So right there and right there, and I think we're good. I'm just gonna add more color right here just in case we like want to go further there. But yeah, At this point, all of the coloring is done. Just the base color. There's no nothing else is added yet, like the shading and stuff. Just the base color. So it's still a bit early, I guess. But yeah, as you get right now, I'm gonna change some settings for the camera here, especially the passe part out. And check here. So yeah, there we go. As you can see, this is kind of what's going to happen for the animation, I guess. Excuse me. Just showing rip red there. I'm gonna go to rendered view mode. Oh yeah, I actually added some effects here, which I need to remove. I'm gonna remove that. I added it so that I can make a thumbnail. But yeah, there we go. I'm also going to try and add a rim here for the color. So I added a rim effect in the effect tab for rip red. I'm gonna position it right about there. Yeah, because he's being hit by a torch. Also, I'm gonna add blurriness to it. Probably 100. That make the samples a bit higher. 100. So we have like light right here, as you can see. I think I'm probably gonna settle with a coloring like this, because yeah, this is part of coloring as well. And we're supposed to have a light right here. I'm gonna add a light as well, so that you can kind of see the scene here. So I'm gonna add a light. I'm gonna go to camera collection. I'm gonna add a point lamp probably, so it won't have an effect that much. I'm gonna move it there for a while and then change the intensity of it to the higher number so we see its effect. Make it yellowish. And yeah, you can see this is like coming from like the torch that the others brought. And then I can add a shadow for the cave here by going to effect again. I'm gonna go to rim and move it like there. Yeah, I'm gonna move it further in right there. Bring it down. And then instead of overlay, I'm gonna use multiply. I'm gonna use a rim color of black, or maybe greenish, dark greenish, and also blur it, probably about 200 pixels to add that back to that. To add that maybe more, maybe bigger. Blur it more, and then move it further in. So yeah, it's starting to look nice here. I'm also gonna add a shadow. So maybe we can actually finish this artwork today, because I don't intend to like add too much to it. I'm gonna try this use object as pivot, so I'm gonna add an empty right here, and I'm gonna use that as pivot. I'm gonna rename this pivot. I'm gonna select rip red again and use object as pivot, and then select pivot. And then let's see what we can do here. It's not working. Not working. Oh, we do have rotation here. For some reason, the object as pivot is not working. Oh wait, it is working. Just not as... Just so we can control where the shadow will be. Maybe like that. Actually, we don't need to do that. I can just do it by using the position controllers here. It's way easier. So what I don't like is this really sharp shadow right there. I'm gonna zero the rotation right here. And maybe blur it. Just experimenting. Because I don't like this shadow right there. I guess so. Yeah, Mbuddy, I wish you have them too. I mean, Blender's really cool. And pretty easy to like draw on it, I guess. I'm not really sure. As a beginner, Blender is really different when I started learning it. It didn't look the way it looks now, but it's not as overwhelming as when I learned as when I tried to learn 3ds Max, because I actually have like a huge book to learn 3ds Max right here and never actually ended up using it because I studied Blender, and Blender for me was easier actually compared to like trying to learn 3ds Max. But yeah, I think we can actually finish this artwork today. I can just the last thing I need to do is add the animation, and then that's it. Add like the camera motion. So it's not gonna be a long one, maybe about 100th frame. I'm gonna try that for now, and then the last, probably our last position of the camera should be here. I'm gonna determine the last position of the camera first. I'm gonna add a location rotation for this. I need to change this to dope sheet so that we see the keyframes for our camera right here. And then I'm gonna move it right there, move it further, probably move it down, and then let's see how this looks. Well, I prefer to think of myself as a legend, but I suppose guide will do. Let's make this longer, probably about 250. I'll change the end to 250 here. Actually, that's 270. Wow, okay, that's too slow. Maybe that's good. Let's turn off overlays for now. I can possibly move this cave foreground layer here to kind of speed up the process. So I'm gonna location to speed up the reveal of Rip Red here. Probably at 150, it's like showing Rip Red already. Location. So probably use a linear interpolation for this one. Well, I prefer to think of myself as a legend, but I suppose guide will do. And that's too much for this one. Probably not move it too much because we're revealing the not colored parts of the background here. Or maybe do this. When it reaches this part, it goes back. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look good. I'm just gonna settle with it not moving at all. But yeah. The last thing I forgot to actually color on Rip Red's a wound right here, but it should just show the skin. So I'm just gonna use the skin color for this. Oh wait, I need to be. Well, this is a problem. Well, not really. I'm just gonna go hide the cave foreground for now, because we already animated the camera. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna go back to this layer right here. And just color in Rip Red Scar. And just adjust the adjust it so that it's yeah, that's the thing about like creating stuff like this, because once you start to know how to do it, you can kind of see it in all of the work, like animations that you watch. You can kind of see how the magic was done, and it's not as spectacular as before. But as a creator, I kind of like gotten used to it, because I also want to like bring that kind of illusion and use that kind of illusion to like also entertain people. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do here is gonna go back to this, and I'm gonna remove the animation for this camera, because we are going to do something. So you can see there's a parallax on the fill there, because I did not color it the same in the same space, kind of space as the other. So you can see there's an issue there where the fill and the lines are not on the same layer. That's why I'm going to have to do this SY0, and that's probably gonna cause, oh, it's fine, nothing's wrong here, we're good. So I'm right now I should be in the front layer. And I'm gonna color the scar again. Color the scar again. Because when the camera moves, it parallaxes. That's something that you need to look out to when working on a 3D space. Because if your fills are not on the same like position in 3D space, they also parallax with one another. And then issues arise. That's why I think it's best to like draw things in the front view instead of the camera view, which is something that I did in this, and sorry about that. But yeah, well, it's really advisable to draw on a front view instead of a camera view, to avoid like issues like what happened there, where the eyes is kind of like not aligned anymore. So yeah, Bronwyn Baker, have a nice rest of the day. Thanks for watching. The stream is about to end anyway. But yeah, thanks for staying this long. And goodbye. Have a great rest of the day. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop right here, and maybe tomorrow we're gonna add more details, add the animation again, and finalize everything. But for now, this is how it looks. And yeah, that's all. Thanks to everyone who watched this far to the stream. Live Night, yes, you're late. And you can rewatch this actually later. The link will you're not gonna be able to see it in the channel, but the link to it, which I shared, which you can just go back to this link. You can rewatch it, and you can, yeah. If you're interested to know how I ended up with this kind of result, just watch the rest of the parts. I mean the other parts, and then watch this part. And yeah, this is like our progress for this part 3, and for part 4, which is going to be the final part tomorrow. We're gonna be finalizing everything, adding more shadows to it, add some like specular and stuff on the eye there, and just finalize the whole thing to make it look awesome. So yeah, already it's looking awesome, but there's still a lot of things I want to add up to it, and we're gonna do that tomorrow. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone who is right here. Thank you so much for reaching this point, for watching, for chatting, and yeah, hopefully I've like added to your learning on this kind of stuff, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, I also want to say a huge thank you to all of my KoFi supporters. Magnolia Weathershield, Erick Madrigal, Elizabeth Munie, Tristan Wintle, Mbuddy, of course, and GulliermoGage. Thank you so much, you guys. And yeah, if you want to support me, just head over to my KoFi page. And yeah, thank you so much for everything. Consider following Doodle Notes Productions on YouTube as well. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Have a good night. Thank you. My name is MJ Vilchas, and yeah, I need to do some animation refinements for episode 1. So yeah.